This is Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. I need to warn you, the video you are about to watch has been rated IC60 plus for interactive content in excess of 60 minutes. If you are not emotionally prepared for all the hi hellos that are about to come and a full hour of distractions, Weight Watchers or WW ideas and friendly content, hit stop now. I repeat, this is your only warning. Do not proceed further if you are not ready. But if you're like me and you like to make new friends on your weight loss journey, this is the video for you. We will be saying hi, hello, as this was filmed live. And if you ever get a chance to join us on Sunday nights, it's just over on the Facebook page, If You Have an Egg, a Weight Watchers Journey, although I guess now we need to change it to a WW Journey. But we would love to see you live over there so that we can say hi and hello. And if you're new, please do give us a shout out. Let us know that you're new and where you're from so that we can all greet you. Also, pay attention, running across the bottom right now is some important information that you need for how to join us in other social media areas, how to get this free, how to watch this on demand, and how to make sure that you are always notified when we have a new chat come up. And more importantly, read across the bottom. Right now, our affiliate links, which include discounts, are scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Check those out. We get some great deals for the Egg Lady and for the Egglets. I hope you enjoy the at least 60 minutes of free weight loss journey content and that you will subscribe so that you can always be notified when we're coming up, and that you will share with another weight loss journey buddy, a WW member who needs some help, and so we can help each other along this journey. So thanks again, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know. Please comment below. Hope to see you Sunday. Hey, hello, and happy Sunday, everybody. It's Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and today is Sunday, March the 3rd, and this is chat number 113. And if you're watching this with us live, hey, hello. This was filmed as a live chat. So if you're watching this later on YouTube.com or somewhere else and you don't want to see all the hi hellos, just skip to minute about 10. And we're back on the iPad today. Hello, Irma. So I hope that everyone can hear me okay. I had to go ahead and do the iPad because we're going to be playing with the recipe app, with the recipe builder in part 2. So on the fluff portion, we're going to be playing with the recipe builder, and I needed to have my phone available for that. Hey, April. So yeah, so we're on the iPad. So I hope y'all can hear me okay. And hey, Melissa. So yeah, so a lot of hi hellos. I thank everybody for being here tonight. All of you all who are joining us. Hello, Carol. Thank you very much for letting me have an evening of normalcy. Hello, Star, and hello, Kim. So yeah, thank you for letting me have some normalcy. I've been cooped up all week and I'd about had it. So I was just glad to be out, glad to see some of you all. Hello, Loretta. Hello, Evie. Hello, Take, and hello, my Christy. Anyway, I was glad to see you all. And hello, Marianne. So yeah, been cooped up all week. Hello, Sylvia, and hello, Barbara. Oh no, and it's flooding in the crossroads again. And hello, Kim. But anyway, so as most of you all know, we did not get great news this week. Hello, Claudie, on my dad. Hello, Lynn. So I'm just going to quickly say one time, not going to rehash it the whole chat because we're here for you, not to just entertain and distract me. Hello, Allison, and hello, Carol, and thank you, and hello, Andrea. Oh, hey, Andrea, and little baby. Yes, hello, and hello, Marlene. Hello, Sherry. So anyway, real quick, just to tell everyone one time, and hello, Virginia. We did not get great news this week. I thought we were going to find out what kind of treatment my dad was going to do, and that I was going to be asked to give an opinion on that. Hello, Loretta. Hello, Kim from Canada, and thank you, Lynn. And bye, Sandy. We'll see you later. Sandy from northeastern Kansas. Yeah, and hello, Charlene from Halls. Oh, right down the street. Yes. And hello, Angie, and hello, Sylvia, and thank you, Sylvia. Thank you for being here, Sylvia. I know you've had a rough week too. And hello, Sandra from Dingman's Ferry, and hello, thank you, Claudie. So now, real quick, I thought I was going to be making an opinion on what kind of treatment he was going to have, but it's untreatable. So yeah, so if y'all have heard the story, the If You Have an Egg story, hello, Cindy, hello, Sandy, hello, Sherry. Oh, thank you, Sherry. Yes, and aloha, Kathy, and Hello, Lacey, and hello, April. Thank you, April. Anyway, but if y'all have read the If You Have an Egg story, hello, Sherry, about how this all started. Part of it was because of ailing parents. So anyway, he's not doing very well. Thank you all for being here tonight. Again, been cooped up, been sitting in a hospital room or filling out paperwork for nursing homes and whatever all week. So hello, Angelia. So anyway, thank you all for letting me be here tonight so that I could get out and be out. Yeah, out anyway. And John is gone to a job site. So yeah, so thank you for letting me be here with you all tonight. So anyway, and thank you for all the well wishes and for the prayers. And hey, Kim. So it's Kim's first time. So I'm gonna quit sharing sad news and say hello to Kim. It's her very first time. She is new to WW and it's her first time for a live chat. So everybody please give her some love and a hello Popsicle. And thank you, Sandra. Yeah, so everybody tell her welcome and thank you all. Thank you, Cindy. So anyway, it's going to be, I don't know, it's going to be an interesting, few weeks or few months or I don't know, I'm just really not sure how long, that we're looking at. But anyway, so thank you all for your patience. Thank you for the extra love. Hello, Sissy. And thank you for the extra love and thank you again for the patience. So, and thank you for the prayers, of course. Obviously, thank you very much for the prayers. But anyway, in the middle of this, so thank goodness my mom has been on her best behavior. So I don't know what's up with that. Funny quick story. Hey Jennifer, and thanks for sharing it with Olivia. Funny quick story. My mom, y'all know my mom is obsessed with Dr. Pepper and has only been obsessed with Dr. Pepper just since she's been in the nursing home, since she's been so sick and been in the nursing home. I don't know what the deal is with Dr. Pepper. My dad has never, ever drank Dr. Pepper. Never. Like, I don't think I've ever seen him even pick up a Dr. Pepper. Never. And after he had his biopsy on Monday, hey Tina, after he had his biopsy on Monday, of course they didn't let him eat for, gosh, I don't know, it was like 7 hours before he, and thank y'all for the extra hearts and thank you, Barbara, for saying that. Oh my goodness, and Kim lives 200 miles from the nearest WW meeting. What? So welcome. We're so glad that you're here with us. But anyway, after he had his biopsy on Monday, it had been, I guess, like 6 hours since he'd had anything to eat or drink, and they asked him what he wanted. He picked Dr. Pepper. What is it with Dr. Pepper? I mean, I love it too. I can't drink it anymore just because carbonation makes my stomach upset. But anyway, it was just something funny, so I thought, oh my gosh, all this other stuff going on. Hey Tedders, all this other stuff going on. And doctors coming in that we weren't expecting to talk to, and oncologists, and let's see, surgical oncologists, and I don't know, all these extra people that we weren't expecting to talk to. And hello, Janice from Alabama. Yeah, oh no, Janice. Oh no, there's bad tornadoes apparently in Janice. So everybody please pray for, yeah, Janice's, that news doesn't sound good, Janice. But anyway, yeah, of all things, he picked Dr. Pepper. So I don't know. It's just weird to me. Anyway, so this is chat number 113, and it is entitled Meal on the weekly this week, which I left in my car. I've had a little bit on my mind this week, but anyway, so it's number 113 for us, and it is meal, and it was in parentheses, meal timing is everything. That is this week. It is number 113. Hello, Joyce, and oh, I just totally lost my train of thought. Anyway, if you're watching this with us live, this is recorded. Hello, Judy from Nashville. This is recorded, Nashville, North Carolina, not Tennessee. And hello, Trish. So if you're watching this with us live, hey, hello. And hello, Karen. And if you are not watching this with us live, and if you don't want to see the hi hellos, then scroll on over to about 8 or 10 minutes and you'll skip it all. Hello, Diane. But if you do want to say hi and hello, say hi, and I will say hi back to you. So anyway, thank y'all for the wishes for my dad. I'll try to keep y'all posted, and if I just suddenly disappear, you'll know that, something's going on. Anyway, okay, so, and hi Iowa Kathy. That's so funny because there's so many Kathys that Kathy was like the Iowa Kathy here, and hello Susie. So anyway, okay, so we're gonna talk because I am exhausted and I do want to be here tonight, and I do want to, oh my goodness, it's snowing in Dingman's Ferry. Whoa, Sandra, and I think it's supposed to start snowing, or we're supposed to have colder weather here too. So anyway, crazy weather. It has been so weird. The weather has been so weird this year. But anyway, oh, and hi Carla from Ohio where it does snow. Yeah. But anyway, so last week we talked about moving more each day. Do you all remember? You remember this last week? Yeah, because we'll be talking quick tonight. I know I say that every single week, but we will be talking quick tonight so that I can finish my supper and then go to bed. Because it has been a long, long week. And I have had, hello Lori, I've had 2 to 3 people out this week. And hello Joni. And is it Joni or Johnny? Joni, I'm assuming. And hello Karen. Bye April, we'll see you next time. But so I've had 2 to 3 people out in the granite shop all week this week, which means that I have been getting up at 3 and 3:30 in the morning, going there at 4 to 4:30 to try and make up for them being out, and then going to the Joni, and then going to the hospital or going to the nursing home or filling out paperwork for that or whatever. So I'm just gonna say again, thank goodness for Casey, because if Casey wasn't at work with me at real work and at work with me here, I'd be in big trouble. But anyway, okay, so yeah, and also stay tuned because we are moving. So on top of all of the rest of this, we are moving this month. And so hopefully, fingers crossed, we're gonna get everything done. Because again, I've had a shortage of people. I've had a shortage of people in the shop, which means we have not packed the first thing. And actually, Linda and Casey kind of walked in my office Saturday and looked around and went, we're gonna have to start packing some stuff. So we've got to be moved in 28 days, and we haven't even started packing yet. So if y'all will be thinking about us during that too. But once we get moved, and hello Cheryl from North Dakota. So once we get moved from that, once we actually get moved, we will have, we'll have a real test kitchen. So we will have a real space. I mean, I know this is space, but this is my, and Lacey, it's gonna be totally different. So it's gonna be a kitchen store. So we're still gonna do the countertops. It is going to be, a classroom, a creative classroom. So we'll have a real big kitchen, and any of you all that are close, you're going to be able to come by and do some one-on-one classes with us, or some 10-on-1, or however many people we can fit in the kitchen, classes with us there. If you're close by. I even heard a rumor that we might have Dax spices in stock in Knoxville, Tennessee. So I know this isn't part of the chat, but can I get a hallelujah? Yeah, Dax spices in Knoxville. So like this morning it was last night when I was making my dinner, and hello, Denise, is it Denise? Denise from Grand Prairie, Alberta. Ooh, so yeah, last night I went to make my mashed potatoes. No, it's not before last. No steakhouse. I was out of steakhouse seasoning. So I'll be able to go shop on my own shelves. Anyway, we'll have Dax spices here in Knoxville. So, and a test kitchen, and it's going to be a little event center. So again, if you are close to here, if you are near to Knoxville, and and Annette works in Knoxville. So if you're near to Knoxville or in Knoxville, and you need to pick up any Dax spices, now they're not there yet. Hello, Rosie. They're not there yet. They won't be there until we actually get moved in. But we will have them in stock in Knoxville, and we'll be doing classes in the test kitchen. So I'm super pumped about that. Okay, so again, thank you for all your well wishes. We're gonna go ahead with the chat. I may not talk the whole hour, but y'all know me. I'll probably still go over, even though I'm tired. But last week, do you remember what we talked about? We talked about getting more moves every day. So moving more every day. Who attended last week? Who sat your bottom in a chair? Who attended a physical workshop last week? Sat your bottom in a chair. Listen with your listening ears to what your, let's see, I always forget what they're called. They're not called leaders anymore. They're called, somebody help me out. And Judy, I guess you could order them from me. I guess I could ship them. Yeah, and Betty's gonna stop on her way to Gatlinburg. Awesome, awesome, awesome. What are they called? Help me. They're not called leaders anymore. Really, my brain is kind of, yeah, coaches. That's right. Thank you, Asma. Coaches. Thank you, Stacy. Coaches. You can ask Casey the other day and give me a thumbs up. So if you thank you, Annette. So if you sat your bottom in a chair and listened with both ears, with your listening ears, to your coaches, to your wellness coach, thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. And if you did both, if you were here, if you attended here, or if you did both, let's see some hearts. And you'll have to ask Casey. I think it was Friday. Oh yeah, Friday of last week. We were down to me and Casey in the showroom. What? We normally have 5 people in the showroom. Casey and I did it all. We did all of everything, yeah. And she just put that I was short circuiting so bad. I had gone to bed at like, I don't know, 10 o'clock the night before, 9:30, 10 o'clock the night before, got up at 3, got to the showroom at 4. Casey brought me a giant, as skinny as she could get it, iced coffee. And then, I don't know, it was by noon or 1 o'clock. I literally, it's like the synapses in my brain were not synapsing or something, because it was just, I was just going, and it was almost like on the Stepford Wives, you know, when they start to, you know, they can't think and somebody has to kind of kickstart them. Anyway, that's what was going on Friday. So I did need this little break so that I could refresh my brain today. But anyway, so bravo, hello Chris. So bravo stickers to everyone who sat your bottom in a chair and listened to your wellness coach, or who attended here with us last week, or if you did both. Bravo stickers to all of y'all. And if you did your homework last week and tagged me in it, I am so sorry that I probably have not seen that yet, because again, we've been work. Let's see, we've been working 12 and 13-hour days, then going to the hospital or going to the nursing home and getting all this stuff done and taken care of. So, hey Cheryl. So yeah, so sorry, I have not had a chance to go through and look for everybody's homework. But if you did your homework was, if you remember, and yes, I know this is backwards, but your homework was to sneak in 3 things. So like my 3, you were trying to get an extra 3 things a day as far as moving more each day. So if you do, exercise like an hour all at one time, and Casey and I do that when we go to Planet Fitness. Karen and I do that when we get to walk, when it's not pouring down rain like it was again today. I mean, literally, East Tennessee is about to float off, but anyway, at least all of our lakes are completely full for the dry season. But anyway, so if you get to exercise a full hour, 45 minutes, an hour, that's awesome. That is awesome. But if you can't, like this whole week, I have not had, hello Debbie, I have not had any time, again, work, hospital, nursing home, I mean, we've had all that stuff, all that planning stuff, phone calls. I mean, gosh, these people call probably 10 or 12 times a day wanting to know, what's your decision about this? What's your decision about this? What's your decision about this? So there's not been a lot of extra time. Just trying to maintain my sanity has been an exercise. So this was the perfect week to do the sneak 3, because that's what I was having to do, was to sneak in the 3. And so my 3, and I got an extra 5 minutes, in all of those. One of them was to take Dusty around the long way, instead of just walking him out to potty and coming straight back. Hello, Teresa. Instead of just walking him out and coming straight back, I've been taking him around the long way so that we get a, Oh, Lacey won something from a 5K entry in a race. And woo, awesome. But I've been taking him around the long way, so I get in 5 extra minutes of exercise. And Sylvia, no, I'm not. Sylvia wants to know if I'm an only child. I am not. My brother and his wife have been doing a great job of going and visiting. Like they went and spent the afternoon, this afternoon, with Mom and Dad, who are both at the same nursing home, but on completely polar opposite ends of the building. My dad's all the way at the end of Hall 2. My mom's all the way at the end of Hall 4, because they don't cohabitate. So yeah, so they're in the same building, but we have to keep them away from each other. Eee! Fortunately, they can't get out by themselves and accidentally run into each other. But anyway, and then my sister lives in Georgia, so she's gonna come up, I think, in a week or 2. But she's got, kids at home too, and she can't just, pop in a car and come. But anyway, so my three things were to take Dusty the long way, which I've still been doing, and I've still taken every excuse I could for me to take Dusty to walk, even though John's been trying to help me a whole lot, but just so I can go outside, be quiet, and get in that extra 5 minutes. Dancing with Alyssa, and man, John kidnapped her from me yesterday, and we did a lot of dancing. We did a lot of dancing yesterday. We did a lot of walking around holding, and she's I don't know, how much does she weigh, Casey? 25, 26 pounds, She's a sack of potatoes, and dancing with her, and getting some extra moves in. So that's good for at least another 5 extra minutes a day. And then at work, walking around the displays, and hopefully, fingers crossed this week, starting to pack things. And so that's going to be some extra exercise. So hopefully you all figured out, hopefully you did your homework. Hopefully you got it all in. And real quick, who played the bingo game with us last week? So who enjoyed the bingo game? Even if you did not get to play bingo with us live. Oh, Angie, no, honey, my mom and dad have been divorced for, I'm trying to think how many years. Well, let's see. I was 16, 15. I guess I was 15 when they got divorced, and I'm 51 years old, if that tells you anything. So yeah, no, they don't get along at all. So this was a major thing to get them in at the same facility and them not run into each other. But anyway, but the bingo game, hopefully everybody got to play. And if you did not, Casey does have them separated, so they're in two different videos on YouTube. It's just youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg. And and Casey says Nana is enjoying the drama of having her ex in the same place, and she keeps referring to him as that. You know, did you know my ex is here? Did you know my ex is, you know, whatever. But anyway, yeah, it's a weird situation, but at least we only have to go one place now, just one place to visit. Okay, and to take care of people. So, bingo game, Casey divided them into 2 videos. So if you want to watch the whole video from last week, it's like an hour and 6 minutes long maybe. If you just want to play bingo, so if you missed our bingo game and you just want to play this, I think it's 32 minutes long, and it's the second video. So you can just go to youtube.com and search If You Have an Egg, and you can see the 2 different videos. So bingo was a whole lot of fun. And did everybody figure out that you are #IamNormal? Yeah, look how many of these I was. Yeah, so I'm all but 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, very normal. And somebody needs to teach me the sign for normal, because I don't know what that is. This is beautiful, so I'm not doing that one. Just whatever normal is. But anyway, so I hope y'all had fun with the bingo. This week, I did not bring the weekly up, so we do not have the weekly with the lovely menu, with the lovely recipe from last week. But because I left it in the truck, don't know why. Anyway, yeah, brain's been a little, you know, been a little misfiring this week with everything else going on. But the topic is meal, and it was in parentheses, meal timing is everything. So that for us is chat number 113. So who has heard the term hangry? And thank y'all for continuing with the hearts. But who's heard the term, you know, hangry? So let's see some thumbs ups if you've heard the term hangry. So hangry has a lot to do with timing. You've waited too long to eat, or you didn't have the right kind of food, you're doing something that requires some extra fuel, and for whatever reason, you are hangry. So I get hangry at certain, if I've not eaten at certain times of day. So I can get up, and I used to do this, I did this forever. I did this forever until the year that I successfully, you know, got to go on it was actually on Weight Watchers, but WW. And I would get up in the morning and go, drink a cup of coffee, not drink any water, not eat any food. And I could go until 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon and not get shaky, not get hungry, you know, never miss the food. Hey, Kathy from South Carolina, never miss the food. I mean, I could go. But if I have had breakfast, you know, if I've had some kind of food, and then I don't, so if I've had food in the morning, and then I miss, you know, in the middle, oh wait, in and a circular motion, then lands on your dominant fist. Celia, what? So wait, so normal, wait, this isn't in, so normal's like this, or like that? Normal? Tell me if I'm right. Is it fist down or fist to the side? Normal? Because I definitely want to learn that. Okay, anyway, so, hey Patty. Yeah, Patty's with us live. She's usually too busy on Sunday night, but we're glad you're here. But anyway, so I used to, and I don't anymore, but I used to go, you know, all morning long, and it didn't bother me. And that makes no sense. Betty just asked if that's from getting low blood sugar or fist down. Okay, so that's normal. Is that normal, Sylvia? Anyway, so, but that's just me. I could make it all morning long until late in the afternoon, like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and my blood sugar should have been low. I should have been hangry, but for some reason, you know, I wasn't. I usually get hangry way later in the afternoon. So even if I've had breakfast, then if I wait too long to eat in the afternoon, then, you know, then I can get hangry. But hangry can be a bunch of different things. So it can be low blood sugar. It can just be physical hungry. I mean, there's a lot of reasons, you know, for getting, ooh, yeah, so normal. Okay, I'm going to try and remember that, normal. But anyway, so But when they're talking about timing this week, when they're saying that timing is everything, they really want you to think about how often you're eating. When are you fueling up? You know, like now, even though way back then I could make it all night long, I wasn't getting up in the middle of the night and eating, but I could make it all night long, all morning long, and then till about 1 or 2, and I really didn't feel hungry. But then guess what? Because I waited so long, and you see this big dip, you know, all night long. So I'd had food at night, but I waited all night long and then all morning long, and then by the time I was eating in the afternoons, once I would start then, even though I had skipped food and points and calories and whatever all day long, then from 2 o'clock on, it was just like a, you know, like a vacuum, and I'd just eat anything, you know. And that's when, and Gwen calls it refrigerator roulette, you know, where I was coming home and going, what do I want? What do I want? What do I want? What do I want? Hi, Diane. What do I want? What do I want? You know, and just your head's just going like this, you know, at the refrigerator. So when, you know, timing has, oh, and actually, Kim, that's a great segue into what I was getting ready to say. Kim, oh, and Diane was saying hi to Sherilyn. So Kim, that's a great segue into that. Timing also means what time of day you eat. So now I start my day every single day. And I will tell you, if I do not start my day, that if I don't start my day, then I start devouring things at work. If I do not start my day here, and it doesn't mean it has to be a fancy breakfast, but, you know, a yogurt and a piece of fruit, or some string cheese and a piece of fruit, or a Wego, you know, or something that's, you know, or something that is, oh, did I miss Patty? Or something, you know, just something to eat. If I don't start it now, then I start that, you know, I'm hitting the peanut butter and crackers at work, or I'm hitting the Belvitas out of the snack machine, or, you know, or doing that. So timing. Then also timing of like what, you know, so what times of day are you going to eat? Are you going to start your, you know, are you going to start your day? Are you going to start your day and go ahead and start eating? Then how often do you eat? Are you eating snacks in between to keep yourself from getting so ravenous that you know, that you get hungry and then just go off the rails, you know, eating? But also timing, it's going to be different. It's probably going to be different during the week versus the weekends. Like for me, the weekend is actually a little bit easier because I have a tiny bit more control over my weekend. And yes, Lisa, way goes for the win. So I have a tiny bit more control over my weekend during the week. If I don't eat before I leave to go to work, then once I get to work, especially, I mean, it has been this way for the last 11 years, you know, we're an open showroom. So if the first person comes in at 7:55, and if they're in there constantly after them, you know, then I'm never going to get a chance to eat. And then I am just going to hit the crackers because I can stuff a peanut butter cracker in my mouth, get a swig of coffee, go to the next person. Peanut butter cracker, swig of coffee, go to the next person. That is not satisfying at all. Not satisfying at all to eat one peanut butter cracker and a swig of coffee and go on to the next person. So I have to start my day every single day from home during the week. On the weekend, I'm a little more flexible. We can pick up something like we got Egg White Delights from Chick-fil-A on Saturday. You know, I can do that because I have a little more flexibility in my schedule, you know, on Saturdays and Sundays. Some of you all don't. Some of you all are the opposite. Some of you have great control, you know, over your weekdays. I know an awful lot of you all know exactly, like especially school teachers, you don't get very long for lunch, but you know when you're going to eat breakfast, you know when your break is, you know when lunch is going to be, and you know you got like, what is it, 18 minutes to eat, or I mean, it's something ridiculous. But, oh, my water's right here, Barbara. Sorry. Hold on. And no, Lynn, sadly, I have not been packing our lunches too much lately. I don't know, I'm telling you, this last few months, our schedule is just like blown up. It's so discombobulated. But I am when I can. Haven't been as good at it. But anyway, so I know like you teachers, you have like 18 minutes to eat lunch. So you know when you have to eat breakfast because you know what time you've got to be at school, and you know what time, if you're going to get a break in the morning, or a planning meeting, you know, or whatever, and you know exactly what time lunch is going to be, and you know exactly how long you have. Boom, 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 boom. So your day, even though they're short periods of time, at least you know when you're going to eat. Those of you who have set schedules at work, like if you take lunch at the same time every day, you know what your schedule is going to be. The weekend might be a little odd for you. We've got one girl in our physical workshop. Her name's Denise, and she used to be a teacher, and so her schedule was very regimented. She knew exactly what time everything was going to be. Well, now she's not a teacher anymore. So the position that she has, I think it's still with the school system, but the position that she has, she's in charge of her own. She's in charge of her own. Thank you, Barbara. She's in charge of her own schedule. So it's wild and crazy. So, you know, it might be a little bit, you know, weekends might be better, weekdays might be better. But here are the 3 things that I want you to remember. So, and I don't have the weekly, so I can't read it to you this week. But here are the 3 things that I want you to remember. And this is also going to be your homework. I want you to think about when. So when, what, and why. So I want you to think, when was the last time you had something to eat? So if you're feeling hungry, before you decide, am I really hungry? Am I hungry because I smelled something good? You know, like if you smell cookies baking and suddenly you're hungry, suddenly. Or if you've waited too long and you're actually hungry, or if you are depressed or upset or excited, or, you know, if you're eating for some other reason besides you're actually hungry, you know, stressed out or happy, you know, it doesn't have to all be the same emotion. And we've talked about emotions, you know, many times. But I want you to think about when. So if you think you're hungry, so you think that you're hungry. So when was the last time that you ate? If it's been within the last 2 hours, you might not really be hungry. You might not really be hungry. If it's been more than 2 hours, you might be hungry. So just kind of weigh that and then think, okay, well, what did I have to eat? What was the last thing that I had to eat? And hopefully you're tracking and you know what the last thing is that you had to eat. And Angie, I doubt you have a tapeworm, but I know how you feel though, honey. But think about what you had to eat. So if it's been less than 2 hours and the last thing that you ate maybe was just some 0-point foods with no protein, or, you know, no other foods with it, you might actually be hungry. If it's been more than 2 hours since you ate, again, think about what the last thing was that you ate. You know, did you eat a meal? Did you have some protein? Did you have something else that was filling? Did you get enough of the 0-point foods? You know, but just think about what your last meal was. Hopefully go back in your tracker, you know, and see what it was to see, you know, might I really be, you know, real physical hungry? But then the key to that is why are you hungry? So if it's been less than 2 hours since you've eaten, and you did have, oh, and Stacey, that's exactly what I'm getting ready to say. So if it's been less than 2 hours and you did have something to eat that had some protein with it, and you think, I just want something to eat. I don't care what it is. I just want anything to eat, and you start that shopping, you know, in the refrigerator, you're probably not really hungry. There's probably, and Angie's exactly right, eat protein, my friends, exactly. You're probably not really hungry if you're just searching for anything, and then that's when you start doing that refrigerator roulette and you just start sticking things in your mouth. If you think, you know, why, if it's been more, you know, more than 2 hours, or if it was less than 2 hours but you didn't have any protein with it, and you think why, my stomach's growling. If the why is my stomach is growling, you know, or I'm feeling empty down here, you might be hungry. And then if you think, I could eat an apple, or, oh my gosh, I'm so hungry, I could eat an apple, I could eat a banana, or, you know, I've got a string cheese in the refrigerator and an apple in my purse or in my bag, you know, you're probably really hungry. But if your why is anything else, and again, we have talked about this, you know, I don't know how many different times. We've made things about the why, you know, we've made things, yeah, boredom, exactly, JJ, boredom might be the reason. You know, we had one chat, and I still have my card up here. I'll have to look and see what chat number it was. Hold on just a second. I should have written what chat number this was from, but do you all remember the chat when we wrote the I feel so, and I put mine on my refrigerator? Ooh. Yeah, Betty says when she's sitting at her desk and she's just bored, hashtag first check. But do you remember the week, you know, whichever chat it was, I'll have to look up the number, that we did the I feel so, and this is on my refrigerator, so that, especially this week, you know, I feel so sad. Do I want a banana? No, I want a cookie. Then you're not hungry. You know, I feel so disappointed. You know, do I want an apple or a hard-boiled egg? No, I want, I don't know, because I don't really keep candy here, but, you know, no, I want candy, or, you know, whatever, then probably not really hungry. Anyway, so that's your homework for this week, because it is after 8:30 now, but your homework for this week is to write down when, what, and why, and the next time you're hungry, think, take just a second, just stop yourself for just a second and breathe and think, when was the last time I ate something? And if it was less than 2 hours, maybe, maybe not. If it's more than 2 hours, you might want to think, you might finish, the sentence. What did you eat last? If it was, like a handful of carrots, some cucumbers, something like that, but it didn't have much protein, and it's, you might be hungry, but it's been more than 2 hours and the last thing you ate, was a lower point meal, or it didn't have a lot of things added to it. It wasn't hashtag bulk it up. You might be hungry, but the most important one is why. So you've got when, what, and why. And if there's a question, if there is any question about why you're hungry other than I feel empty in my tummy, then stop, just stop. So I've felt that over and over and over and over and over this week. And Casey's been a big help, sharing things with me and making sure that we had food. Eating real food at home this week has been a huge help. I'm telling you, that dinner that we had last night with Alyssa, we had that man's chicken breast, and she loved it. And she really wasn't sure about the corn though. I did give her an ear of corn on the cob, of the candy corn, and all of these recipes are on the blog. It's www.IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. So I gave her some that man's chicken breast cut up, and I gave her the smallest of the candy corn cobs, and I bit like a row out of it so that she could try it, and she wasn't real sure about it, but she'll get to it. And then I made bacon wrapped asparagus and some extra air fryer asparagus, and so that whole huge plate was only one Smart Point. And I had bacon, but having some real food really helped, because I've been eating nasty hospital food. But anyway, so that's your homework for this week. When, what, and why. I want you to write it down. If you don't still have your I am feeling so with the blank on it from whatever that chat number is, please make yourself one. Yeah, so that's your homework for this week. And for those of you who just came for the classroom portion, you are dismissed. And for those of you who wanted to hang around for the fluff portion, give me just a second and we'll be right back. And Barbara, I'm going to drink my water. Okay. So here we are. We're back. So this is the second part of chat number 113. This is the fluff part. And for the fluff tonight, because didn't have a lot of time to prepare anything, because again, we've been at the hospital or the nursing home, we're making some rough decisions this week. So instead, I decided to take a couple of people were having some issues, and I decided to take that and turn it into an opportunity tonight. So this is the second half of chat 113, and we're going to talk about the recipe builder on WW. So WW, if you have the app, that's whether or not you are online only, or if you have to go to the digital workshop, or if you go to a physical workshop, as long as you have eTools, or if you're online only, you already have this because you're online only. But I've had a bunch of questions about the recipe builder in the last 2 weeks, and we actually had somebody this week that was really struggling with it. Like, she spent 2 hours, I think, trying to input a recipe, and was really frustrated with it. So that's what we're going to do for the second part of tonight's chat. And let me just go to the WW app on my phone. So I have an iPhone. Your phone might be a little bit different than this if you have an Android, but first you're going to go to your app. Hopefully you are already logged in, and hopefully you have already been tracking everything. But when you get to the home screen, whatever the home screen on your app looks like, and again, that could be, you can do the recipe builder from the app that's on your phone, from the app that's on your tablet, or you can do it from the computer. So you used to have to do it from a physical computer, and so I never did it. I don't want to say never. I hardly ever did it because I was like, oh, it took so long. So I'm so happy now that it's part of the app. But this is what it looks like today on the Apple phone, Apple iPhone. And of course, they update all the time and it changes all the time. So this is for today. So to go ahead and add a recipe, we're going to go down here to the plus sign. And remember, this is on an Apple, so I don't know what it looks like on an Android, but you will find it. You will find it. So on here, you're going to go to My Food and touch that. And then you'll see you've got foods, recipes, and meals. Ooh, and meals. Hopefully I didn't just touch meals. But on the iPhone up here, and hopefully you can see that in the upper right hand corner, it says create. So we're going to touch create. Did I touch it? Oh, here we go. We're going to touch create, and your choices are a food, and it is not, okay, y'all stop talking about WW going under. It's not going under. Calm down. And this is not the sign for calm down, but just calm down. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, calm down. We'll just start our own little thing if it does. So calm down. Anyway, okay. So tonight we're not talking about Oprah on the news. We're talking about the recipe builder. So I'm only going to talk about the recipe builder tonight. Okay. So anyway, you go to recipe. So your choices are food, recipes, or a meal. And we're going to go to recipe. And it's going to take you to the screen where you add a recipe. And the first thing says, enter a name for your recipe. So we're going to do 3 different recipes tonight. So the first one is we're going to make my green beans. So I'm going to put in green beans because I realized yesterday, or I realized this weekend, that if I had to eat any 0-point food for every day for the rest of my life, it would be green beans, and this is the way that I like them. Hello, Patricia. This is the way that I like them. So I'm just gonna name it green beans because this is the way I make green beans every single time. And then you have to tell it how many it serves. So I'm gonna say, and we're gonna play with this. So for right now, I'm going to say, and you do have to back up and erase that 1 if you just start adding numbers after it. Then yeah, if you just add numbers after it, like it already had a 1, if you put 2, it's going to be 12. So you do have to back it up. So I'm going to say that this serves 4 people, and then I'm going to go to ingredients, and then you just touch add for the ingredients. Here is my favorite thing about having this on the app now. So for my green beans, I have all of the ingredients here. So I have them all here. They're all already in a package, and they are all in a package with a barcode. So I'm just going to go here. I'm going to touch the barcode, and my barcode comes up, and we are going to scan the food. And this first thing is Allen's cut Italian green beans. And if you all do not have these, if you all do not have Allen's in your area, you got to ask for them. These are the best green beans ever. They're flat cut Italian green beans. Oh, sorry, I got something in my eye. Anyway, so 1 serving is a half of a cup, and this can has 3.5 servings in it, so that would be 3 times a half, so that is 1.5, that is 2 cups. So this has 2 cups in it, so you're going to say this has 2 cups, and so you're going to turn the little dials, you're going to turn the little dials around to 2 cups, or you could put in the ounces because this is a 14.5 ounce can, and so you know, you could also say you could spin the little dials around and do 14, and that's approximately a half ounces, you know, and you can add that either way. Just be sure that you, bye Angie, just be sure that you know, do it for however many you're going to put in there. So I'm actually going to say for this recipe that I'm going to put in 2 cans of green beans. So that is going to be 29 ounces. So I'm going to scroll it on up to 29 ounces. Just be sure that you change it, you know, for however many ounces or however many cups that you have. So, okay, but Kathy, we're going to talk about that. So we're going to talk about how many servings it ends up being. So we're going to add that ingredient, and now we're going to add another one. You just go here to add again, and if you need to add more details, you can. I'm going to go to the barcode scanner, and I'm going to scan. I always put a tiny bit of olive oil in my green beans, so I put a tiny bit of olive oil in there, and I do not put an entire, so it came up to a tablespoon. I put 1 teaspoon. I put 1 teaspoon of olive oil for the 2 cans. And yes, those are pole beans. Yes, you're correct, Taylor. Those are pole beans. So I'll put 1 teaspoon. We're going to add that to it. And I'm going to go here and add another ingredient. Going to go to the scanner. And I have some Bragg liquid aminos. And if you've never put these in green beans, whoo, boy, howdy, you're missing out. I'm going to scan it, and the serving size is a half of a teaspoon. I put 2 teaspoons. I put 2 teaspoons for 2 cans in there, and add that ingredient. So Now, I have this, and I have said that that's 4 servings. Okay, 4 servings would mean that each serving was going to be a half of a can. I don't think that's too bad. This is a small can. It's a 14.5 ounce can, and even though it says that there's 3.5 servings, I mean, that's a half of a cup serving. That's a half a cup serving. So I'm gonna eat probably close to a cup of green beans. So I'm okay with it being 4 servings. That's 4 almost 1 cup servings. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that we're gonna create that. So now I hope y'all can see that. So now I have a recipe for green beans, and I can go ahead and track it for tonight if I want to. You don't have to track it in the same day. You can, you know, go back and track it for another time or whatever you want to. But, so let's say that you thought, well, gosh, you know, that's 0 points. And I really like bacon in my green beans because I know a lot of people do. So you can go up here and you can edit the recipe that you just made. And you can say, you know what, I'm gonna add right here, I'm gonna add another ingredient, and I'm gonna use the scanner again, and I'm gonna add 1 slice of cooked, or let's make it 2 slices. So I just scanned it. Okay, 3 slices of this bacon, and this is from Aldi. This is the Appleton Selects. So 3 slices of this bacon is 2 points. And so let's say we're gonna cook that and we're gonna crumble it up, or we're just gonna put it in there raw and just let it boil and boil and boil, because that's the way good Southern girls make green beans. And so we're gonna add that ingredient. And now look, for almost a cup of green beans, it's still only 1 point. 1 point. So, and you can adjust it. So if you want to go back and forth, you know, if you want to go back and forth with the amounts on there, if you only want to do 1 piece of bacon, so let's say we want to do that. We can go to, let's say, I don't know, 1 point really. So we're going to go back to the bacon, and we can change it to 1 slice of bacon and update the recipe. Oh, and it's still 1 point. But at least you can go up and down, you know, and you can keep, you can keep fiddling with it. Okay. So that is how you track how you make your own recipe, by scanning things that you have in your kitchen or scanning things that you have at the grocery store. And if you like that one, then you can touch the star, and now that is a favorited recipe. So if I go back now to my foods, and let's see, if I go to my recipes, or hold on, let's see, where is it? There is a place to get to your favorited foods. Yeah, so, oops. So when you go to track something, since I favorited that recipe, when I go to track something, I can go here to favorites, and the green beans are right. They are right there. So the green beans that we just made are right there. Okay. So that's one way to do it. So that is how you add something on your own if you have the ingredients on hand. And if you don't have all of them on hand, you can always use the search bar to search for some of them. Okay, the second thing you can do is you can take a recipe that's already on your app. So you can use one of the WW recipes, and you can adjust it. So you can make it into your recipe. And the one that I chose to adjust was the black bean. It's the black bean tomato and corn salad tostadas. Okay, so this one you can see that it's 2 smart points. It's already got that calculated for you. And this is a recipe that was already in here from WW. So, you know, you can see that it's already got the recipe details. You know, it's got the time, it's got the prep time, the cook time, how many people it serves. So they say it serves 4 people. And then the difficulty rating is easy, and it says, so I'm going to read you the ingredients instead of turning my phone around this time. So the ingredients are 3 tablespoons of lime juice, 1 teaspoon of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of rinsed and drained and rinsed black beans, 1/2 cup grape tomatoes, 1/4 cup of frozen corn, 2 tablespoons of onions, 2 tablespoons of cilantro, 1 medium jalapeno, raw, seeded and minced, 1 medium garlic clove, fresh, and corn tortillas, 6. Okay, so all of these ingredients make it 2 you know, per serving. So what I'm gonna say, oh, Kathy said she thought maybe there was a secret. Okay, but you notice, even though this is a WW recipe, it still has the little pencil up there, so you can change it. So once you go on here, like I don't eat onions. I love onions, but they hate me. So now that I've done that, you can, am I on onions? Yes. So now look, you can pull it to the side and remove it, and see, now the onions are gone. I love jalapenos, but I buy them already diced. So I'm gonna remove that item, and then I'm gonna add right here, same place, you add an item. I'm gonna add, and I have to be looking at it to type it. So I'm just gonna type into the search thing. I am going to add, let's see, diced jalapenos. Where is that? Sorry, just got a notification in the middle of that. Okay, so there, and I'm gonna add that ingredient. Okay, and then if I can, I am going to change this. Instead of those regular tortillas, I'm gonna add something. I'm gonna go to add, and I am going to add a cut, yeah, I'm gonna add a cut to carb flatbread, but I'm gonna add 2 flatbreads, oops, 2, so I'm gonna add 2 of them, and I'm gonna add that ingredient. Now my per serving is 1 Smart Point. So do you see what I did there? I took a WW, I took a WW recipe and took it from, what was it before, 7 or 4? I don't remember. It was a lot more than 1. But anyway, the only things I changed is I took onions off because onions don't like me. I love onions, but they don't like me. And thank you, Patty. But I did cut to carb, and if y'all haven't tried those yet, you do have to order them online, but I'm telling you, it's worth it, and they are real food, real food. But so that took it down. Or like if you use Olay Extreme Wellness. So let's see this. Okay, so I love cut to carb, but for those of you who have not ordered those yet, let's take those off, and let's not make her cry because we took those off. And if you have, so let's go back to add. And I know a lot of you all buy Olay Extreme Wellness wraps. So we're gonna change, so there they are. I found them. I just did a search and found them, and we're gonna do 4 wraps, and we're gonna add that as an ingredient. Just 2. So we're back to just 2. Yeah, okay. So what do y'all think? Can you do that? We have one more. We have one more way to do it. Okay, but is everybody with me? So before I move on, I'm gonna take a sip of water. Before I move on, yes, my Christy, you can edit the recipes. You can. Or like if you wanted to make those into minis. So let's say that you wanted to make those into minis, and you were gonna serve more than 4 people. If you were gonna make it serve, oh, whoops, I got off the edit thing. So you go back to edit, go down here, and if you were gonna make them into smaller ones and you wanted, remember you gotta back that off or it'll make it 48. And if you were gonna make them half the size, then ta-da! Yeah. So, and I do that all the time. So sometimes I'll go, oh, I'm gonna put this in it instead of that. Or like I'll say, I'm gonna put light sour cream in it instead of non-fat Greek yogurt. And then I get done with the points and I go, nope, I'm putting non-fat Greek yogurt in it. You know, or if I have enough, if it turned out, you know, a low enough, you know, what I thought was an affordable, you know, number of points, then I'll go ahead and use, you know, light sour cream. Okay. So everybody's still with me, right? You're all still with me. Everybody's getting it. You don't have any questions? Do you have any questions about that? Okay, because I'm going to show you one more. And I had some of those green beans for supper tonight. Yum, 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 yum. Oh, and I'm sure you already knew this, but you can go ahead and track it. So you don't have to track it, but you can track it. Okay, so here's the last one. So let's say you have an existing recipe that that you love, and this is an old book that I had. It's a Weight Watchers New Complete Cookbook, and but this one's all points plus. So I got to goal on points plus. So when we first changed to Smart Points, whoo, I dug my heels in, and I was not going to change. But so I kept all of my old material. So this was a deviled egg recipe that we had on Points Plus, and I thought it was a wonderful, wonderful recipe. It's delicious, and it has a lot of variations, but it was 3 points plus, and that wasn't bad when we were on Points Plus, because I got 30 points a day when we were on Points Plus. But let me just add this, let me just go ahead and put this in real quick here. So I don't have any of these ingredients out here in front of me, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the plus button like I was before. I'm going to go to My Food, then I'm going to go to Create a Recipe, and the name is, I'm going to call it WW Classic Deviled Eggs, because that's what it's called in this book, and that way I'll know that it's from this book. Okay, so that's what the recipe is going to be, and according to this recipe, it serves 4. So that is going to be 4 servings, and I'm going to add ingredients, but I don't have these ingredients. I do, but I'm not going to drag them out. So I don't have these ingredients, so I'm just going to type them in. So I'm going to search for the ingredients, and the first one is eggs. There are the eggs, and there are 4 large eggs, so I'm going to change the servings to eggs. To eggs. The servings to 4, and I'm going to add that ingredient. Then I'm going to add another ingredient. Maybe. There we go. And the next one is reduced fat mayonnaise. And let's see. Okay, reduced fat mayonnaise, and that is 2 tablespoons. I'm going to add that ingredient. Then I'm going to add, the next ingredient is cider vinegar. So I'm going to look for that. Cider vinegar. And there we go. And that is 1 teaspoon. So I'm going to change it. It came up automatically as a tablespoon. I'm going to change that. Oh, and see, teaspoon is not an option. 1/3 of a tablespoon is a teaspoon, so I'm going to change it to that and add the ingredient. I'm going to add Dijon mustard is the next one. And of course, if I had any of these, you could scan them, so you can do both. You can scan or type them in, but it's 1/2 teaspoon of Dijon mustard. So we're going to scroll down to 1/2 teaspoon, take that down to 0, and put that on, scroll up to 1/4. And I'm going to add that ingredient. And if you had any special, if there were any special instructions, or here, like, let's do this one. So it's got salt and pepper, but I'm not going to put those in there just for the sake of time, because it's already 5 till. But like the next one is parsley. So it wants you to add parsley. So I'm going to do add, and I'm going to type in parsley. Parsley. Okay. And they wanted you to use fresh, and they wanted you to chop it. So you can add instructions. So see here where it says preparation, if you can see that. So I'm going to click on preparation, and I'm going to put chopped. So, oops, not chewed, chopped. So if you needed special, hopefully you can see that, if you needed, special instructions, you can go ahead and add them there. And so you're going to add that ingredient. So now we have the same deviled eggs. So it's 4 large eggs, 2 tablespoons of reduced fat mayonnaise, 1 teaspoon of cider vinegar, 1/2 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, a pinch of salt, a pinch of black pepper, and chopped flat leaf parsley. And then all the instructions, and you can go ahead and add the instructions back in here if you need to. But before, it was for 1 egg. So for 1 egg, that's 2 halves. It was 3 points plus. And remember, I got 30 points plus a day, so I thought that was a great deal. Well, look, now it's 1 points plus. So don't you think I have been going through all of my, my points plus, my big new complete cookbook, and going through and looking for all the things that have, that have 0 point, ingredients in it and going, ooh, how many points is this? So I had my, my old favorite, points plus book, but I can go through and figure those. And let me see, there's one more I wanted to show you real quick because it turned out it was way different. Let's see here. It is some little cookies. They were little thumbprint cookies, and they come out to, I think they come out to, oh, where's the picture? They came out to 2 points plus, and I think on Smart Points they were 1. But anyway, so yeah, you can take, all your favorites, and you can go through and again flip through. I was going through and marking, all the ones that had chicken breast or could have chicken breast or beans or corn, or anything like that, and going ahead and marking them. Yeah, and Lynn's exactly right. The Skinny Taste cookbook, do it with that too, because she doesn't, I think the cookbook does have the points and the website doesn't, or vice versa. So there's another one of those that I go through, but I usually go through, and you can see I use, oh, where did it go? Hold on, let me find it. I use the same paper clips. Well, I use the same paper clips. I use colored paper clips to mark, there's a couple in this one. I use the colored paper clips to mark the recipes that I want to go back and figure out what the new freestyle points are. And then I go ahead and write on my pages. I don't know if y'all do that or not, but I write on my pages, but I do designate whether it's PP, so the old ones were points plus, then Smart Points SP. I do designate freestyle Smart Points as FSP, even though you do not have to, but I do for my own sanity, just so that I know, that it's freestyle Smart Points. Okay, so go through and do that, but check all of your old recipes. But does everybody get it? So I've given you 3 different ways to use the recipe builder. Hopefully that's going to answer all of your questions. If it doesn't, let me know, and I'll be glad to answer them. So if you're watching this later on YouTube, it's just youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg. Please remember to subscribe, yeah, or order a t-shirt, because I think right here is the button for ordering a t-shirt. And honestly, I need y'all to order t-shirts and stuff so that we have money to move to the new test kitchen, because it's going to cost like $10,000. Hello, Roberta, to get everything set up. Anyway, so yeah, so please subscribe, please order t-shirts, please, or please, let me think, please, this is sorry, please, so please order t-shirts, or watch YouTube videos or whatever. But anyway, hello Marlene, and hello Roberta. So, yeah, so please subscribe if you're watching this later. And if you have any questions, let me know. Please share this with people that are struggling with the recipe builder. It's actually a lot of fun now. I didn't like it when I had to sit and type it all in the computer. I mean, I like the computer, but now it's so awesome and it's so easy, because now I can just go scan, scan, scan. Nope, that's too many points, reduce it or make it, into more servings or whatever. So I've given you 3 different ways to do it. Hopefully it makes sense to everybody now, but let me know if it does not. And I'm gonna see if Dusty's kind of tired, because he had Alyssa all day yesterday and part of the day today. Yeah, he's not even moving, and I guess because I didn't make any food. But anyway, if you have oh, and Pam, so go to YouTube. So Pam says, I don't see anywhere to order the t-shirts. I want one. So if you go to www.ifyouhaveanegg.com, and then I think it's under the shop, I think, or if you, hello Inez, or if you watch this later on youtube.com, just search If You Have an Egg. The newer videos, like the last few that we've done, last maybe 4 that we've done, at the very end of them, there are 3 boxes. There's a box and 2 circles, and one box is to subscribe, one circle is to subscribe, the box is for the next newest video, and then the other circle is to go to where the t-shirts are. And if you don't see the t-shirt that you want, you can change it. You can change it. Don't just assume that what you saw on there was, was it. But anyway, I'm gonna let y'all go, because I did somehow manage to still talk for an hour and 2 minutes. And I'm gonna go finish my dinner. Y'all, and again, thank you all so much for your well wishes. Thanks for thinking about me and my dad and my family. And I hope everybody understands what to do now on the recipe builder. And y'all have an amazing week. Don't forget your homework from chat number 113, when, what, and why. And I will see you all next week. Have a great week. Good night.